Hey guys, this vlog is going to be all about my trip to London, seeing all about Eve, and meeting Gillian. This trip and this experience have been building up for over a year. I'm pretty sure that All About Eve was announced back in February of 2018. Immediately, my friends and I knew that we would be going. So it's been like a crazy build up with a lot of hype. It's also a big trip for me because I used to live in London back when I studied abroad in college. I've always wanted to go back. That was like 7 years ago. This trip also coincided with my birthday, so I was gonna get to be in London on my birthday, see Gillian, like best birthday ever, right? Well, right before going on the trip, I got really sick. I got the flu or cold, some sort of virus. It was rough. It knocked me on my ass. But luckily I was feeling a little bit better by the time I got out there. And it was just amazing. I went with my core group of friends. This is the group of women that I always travel with. I met them through Gillian's We Book Tour, which is all about women and togetherness and sort of building a community of support. Then we stayed in a cute, oh my God, just the most adorable flat in Islington. I got to go revisit old places. I got to see new places. Just being with my group was just, I mean, they're the best. I look forward to seeing them always. And like I said, it was also my birthday. So the night before my birthday, the girls threw me and another one of my friends whose birthday is coming up soon. They threw us a surprise party that was entirely streetcar themed. So they had like the flag decorations strung throughout the house and a red lantern. They also had streetcar trivia cards. So that night we like stayed in and watched Streetcar and had discussions about it. I mean, honest to God, like best birthday in the world. So then it came to my actual birthday. This was the day that we are gonna see All About Eve. We are gonna meet Gillian backstage after the show. Like, I mean, best fucking birthday ever. As far as the show itself goes, for those of you who don't know what the story is about, it is about a woman named Margo Channing who is a big stage actress at the peak of her career, and there's a girl who's kind of like obsessed with her who goes to see the show every day and waits at the stage door, and her name is Eve. She sort of ends up being introduced to Margo, and it's like this story about her obsession with Margo, how she sort of ends up taking over her life a little bit, or trying to, and she ends up becoming a acclaimed actress and eclipsing Margo in a way. The cycle of fame and age. It's based off the Bette Davis movie. The play sticks really close to the movie, so if you like the movie, the play is very similar. I really loved it. I had read a bunch of reviews about it beforehand, so I sort of knew what I was getting myself into. I'd also seen Network with Bryan Cranston in New York, which is directed also by Evo. So I had an idea of like the camera work and the staging and what I was getting myself into. I really liked the camera work for the most part. I won't say that it felt necessary, but I think that it did really add to it and gave you some really intimate looks and intimate moments that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, and I really enjoyed that. So an instance in which I really enjoy the camera work, the first time we see Margo, she's coming off stage after a performance. There is a camera built into Margo's dressing room vanity. So while she's doing her makeup, you get a really good close-up of her face that's projected onto the stage. So while Eve is like talking, you can see Margo's facial reactions and expressions, and it's really funny, and I love that element of this show. I think that's really cool. I did understand what the certain critics said about the production design and how the colors all felt a bit dull, but that didn't really bother me so much. I feel like the actors are the big draw here. You don't need like this glitzy, glamorous, beautiful set. I feel like that really focused the attention on the acting, which is where I think it should be. I wasn't completely sold on Lily James's acting, but I did really love Gillian for this role. She's like the perfect age and the perfect point in her career to play Margo. You totally believe her as this like grandiose actress. Her presence is so commanding, and she does bring such a regal vibe to the role that I think is really necessary.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's gonna be a bumpy night.
The music by PJ Harvey was just amazing. I love her. I've decided she has this like really haunting, ethereal quality to her music. I thought it really added and heightened the play. My only thing is I wish there had been more within the show, or that the music levels were more obvious during certain scenes. It's playing like very, very quietly in the background to the point where you can almost not hear it. And so I just like felt like it should have been louder because the music was so good. I loved it. Lily sang beautifully and I love her song, and Gillian singing, oh my god. I was really impressed and happy with her. We all know Gillian's not a trained singer and she's supposed to be drunk during the song, so she was sort of saying like however it comes out is how it's gonna come out, sort of like very cavalier about the whole thing. There were no cringeworthy moments. I really liked her song too. I also really loved Margo's love interest, Bill. They have a variety of scenes together that run the gamut of emotions between like bantery and lovey, fighting and vicious. And all of those notes very much rang true.
Because you have got to stop hurting yourself. And me, and the two of us by these paranoid tantrums.
There's that word again. I don't even know what you mean.
It's time you found out. I love you. Ha! I love you!
They have great chemistry together. I really liked them. Karen, Margo's friend, played by Monica Dolan. There was a lot of buzz around her going into the show. It was totally deserved. Like, she absolutely deserved that Olivier Award. She was so good and so commanding, and you just loved her. She was such a good character. Her scenes with Julian were fabulous.
Margo, I want you to know how sorry I am about this.
About what?
I can't tell you how sorry I am that you missed this performance.
Oh, don't give it another thought.
The acting in general was just fabulous. Even the scene where Margo and Bill are fighting, you could just see like Gillian's like chin quivering and, you know, see the tears welling up in her eyes, and she was just so brilliant. It was so well done. Like, it was so good. And Margo in general is so nuanced. I love her drunk scenes.
And I got friends.
I love you, Max. Really, I mean it. I love you.
It's heartbreaking, it's funny, it's sad, it's like kind of annoying. And again, with the camera work, which was so cool, like there's a scene where everybody is out at the party and Margo is in the bathroom, like falling into the bathtub with a bottle of gin, and then she throws up at one point. And it's really great that the National Theatre Live recording doesn't completely focus on that projection, because it actually gave me the chance to listen to everything else that was going on during that scene, because I was so distracted. Obviously, the entire time I was just focused on Gillian and watching her. I kind of blocked out everything else that was going on during the show. There's especially an actress at the end who ends up sort of being the new Eve, and she nailed it. It was so good. But the production as a whole is so good. The story builds. It feels very whole and it goes by so fast. Okay, so meeting Gillian now. I was able to meet Gillian backstage after the show because a really good friend of mine, Julie Kane, is the one who designed the lips. She ended up working with Gillian's team, raising money for charity with the design. So during one of her correspondences with Gillian's team, she mentioned that we were going to be in London for the show, and Gillian graciously agreed to see us backstage. And she was so kind and so lovely. I got to hear her British accent, which I genuinely thought I was never going to be able to hear in real life, especially because she's American in the play, so I wasn't sure what kind of accent she would walk in with, but she walked in and her British accent was so great. And within like, you know, 3 or 4 minutes, she was completely transitioned into an American accent because she was talking to us, and that was fabulous. But she came in and she hugged and kissed all of us like on the cheeks, which was, I have no words for it. Her skin was so soft and she was so beautiful, and I was just like really blown away. Luckily, or not luckily, this day on my birthday is the day that I like got sick. I had an ear infection and a sinus infection. So I was feeling horrible, but it was kind of a blessing in disguise because that meant that my anxiety really couldn't take over because I was kind of just focused on trying to be alive so I could have this moment. But she was really, again, just so sweet. She asked us all where we were from, talked with us about our group and how we met and how often we see each other, and it was just like a lovely encounter. She was just the best and everything wonderful that you can imagine. It's crazy because I have like these really big things to say to her, like these big thank yous and you know, some really personal things that one day, God, I would just love to be able to say to her. This was not the moment for that. Every con I've ever been to has not been the moment for that. I don't know if there ever will be a moment for it, but I can say that I did make her laugh a few times. So it's really all I could ask for. It was everything and more. It was so lovely. And on that note, afterwards, and you know, it sucks because part of me doesn't want to address this next part, but I feel like I kind of have to because of course there's drama. I really wasn't expecting there to be because I am really careful about who I follow on social media, and I've always felt like my group of people that I interact with on social has been really good and really good quality over the last year. Some people weren't happy about the meeting or the way that we talked about it or whatever, and I'm not gonna get too much into it because in all fucking honesty, I don't care. If people have a problem with shit, like that sucks for them, I don't know. But I just want to say to all of you guys out there that your social media experience is what you make it, and you shouldn't let anybody into your life that's not there to support and love and celebrate and encourage you. That's all I have to say about it. And I just want to thank all of you guys who sent me amazing birthday wishes. It was a truly great birthday, even though I did get sick and I'm still sort of dealing with that and it sucks, but it was great. The show was amazing. I just feel amazing and so blessed and so happy, and really happy to have all of you guys in my life. True MVPs, so thank you. Thanks so much for watching. Go check out my other videos, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back soon with a new X-Files vlog. Yeah!